Oh yeah, it's the top of the hour and the top half of the hour, so let's get started. Thanks for attending. So I have been talking a lot of my migration journey, how to simplify this and work a lot with this. And I guess a year ago we started out doing the first thing about how we can actually do B2B migrations, because I think that's an important topic. Now we've completed our first projects, and this is what Kishore is going to share a lot about today. So yes, you probably know me. I'm Daniel. I'm the creator and owner of Figaf. I've worked with integration for a long time, and today I have Kishore with me, and I'm really excited for showing these things. Get your input, your feedback on what you see this. Kishore, would you?
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, that's a nice introduction. So my name is Kishore. I'm also a long-term integration guy. Started with XA 3.0 and now working with Figaf for last 1.5 years. And today we are going to not delve very deep, but just on the how to and what is there in Figaf with the B2B integrations, because you have to migrate. Obviously, that's also an not optional task in the near future. So we had a pleasure to working with a customer very recently using the Figaf tool, how we did the migration and what are the challenges or what are the advantages we have seen using Figaf in this scenario that I'm going to talk. And before that, we'll be covering the general things like what is the analysis you need to do and what is it different from PIPO to integration suite when it comes to TPM and then agreements. That we will talk about it, and then we'll slowly have also talk about what are the steps and what customers are. I'm not generalizing anything, but at least this is what we have spoken to the people who want to do is. That's something we are going to talk, and then the options available, and finally the demo. Okay, so let's start. I hope you are all able to see my presentation. Okay, so as I mentioned, yeah, we'll be covering these 4 topics in the list. And then, yeah, little introduction about Figaf for the people who are not familiar with the product, because that is long-term integration friendly, developer-friendly tool which we are trying to make, and then we are successful. At least we can say that right now, and we are also certified and then recommended by SAP as a part of the migration journey. And then this is the overview of the product. So you get this migration edition where the testing tool can be used for free for a period. And then we have various components in the product for versioning, transport, testing, and then documentation and integration with Git. Okay, so this is the overall architecture of Figaf. So you can deploy it on premise on your local servers, or you can it can coexist with your BTP with some additional memory. You can afford that, and then it will work along with your integration suite authorizations. As you can, you'll get some more roles when you deploy this app into the BTP platform. That's it. Okay, so yeah, if you start with the analyzing of the B2B integration, so the standard inbound, outbound, everybody knows it, and then the the old concept in PO. I mean, I'm not calling it old because now we worked with integration suite for a long period, and then the chaining is little different. So in the classic case with the PIPO, ICOs are chained together using the separator, and then possible cases are that you may have 2 ICOs or optionally 3 ICOs, meaning that the first ICO is primarily used to get the basic raw data, and then convert into XML, and then split and then emit the atoms. And then the second ICO 2.0, catching those atoms, and then doing the message specific mapping, and then finally transmitting to the endpoint. Optionally, some companies may also want to control what documents they want to get in. So that is either controlled by a TPM agreement or some routing rules, whatever possible. And then we have also functional profiles where customers have done some conversions and routing options. And then the archiving, I'm not going to talk because that's a separate requirement altogether as per the business requirement. And then the main thing what we are going to deal with is this differences in TPM from PIPO to integration suite. So here in the integration suite, the flow is completely driven by the TPM agreement. And then there are many interesting features along with some hard restrictions. Why I'm calling hard restrictions is because in PIPO, what used to be very normal will not work. For example, you can use a conditional receiver determination, and you can choose any field you want. But in TPM, there are some restrictions over there. So that's one thing. And then the TPM agreement is a complete.
Kishore, I guess, dropped out. You will start. Turn back. Michael, is it just me? Or did we lose Kishore?
Maybe we did.
Okay. Good. Let's see. Okay, yes, he's frozen. Let me get. Yes. Okay. I see he's frozen also. Okay. Let me continue the show here. Okay. So yes. So I'll try to continue. Yeah. So there's this standard flow and a good component that everything is delivered in, and I think that makes it quite useful to use the new training partner management scenario in the integration suite. And do remember that there's two different options for this. One is the standard one, and then there's this factory, which seems to be evolving a bit faster for a number of these scenarios. It is also possible to have these functional profiles and create specific partner parameters in the training partner management. One of the things that we did find also when working in this project was this thing about documents. Oh,
that is.
Kishore, I guess you dropped out for a period of time, and I was just trying to complete this slide.
Okay.
Here. And yeah, then what?
Okay. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, we do hear you.
Okay.
And so yeah, one of the things we did run into was this thing about when we wanted to pack these EDI files, that we ran into a few restrictions about making the structure correct, etc. And then also there's different ways you can extend these flows if you want to have your own custom archiving solutions, and that's something that simplifies this journey. Kishore, will you continue on this?
Yeah, actually, I am on slide number 9. I was actually speaking so far. I didn't know
Okay.
I was dropped out. Okay. So let me present then. Can I start presenting? Okay.
Yeah, so we will explain some real world scenarios. I guess that's part of the demo. We'll go through some of the demos and explain a little more in detail how this actually works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This has been covered, right?
I
Differences.
covered that one. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And then the mix and match, and then the classical message mapping. There are points to each topic in this. But we will cover primarily the message mapping right now.
So if you just look,
because
I guess one of the things we want to. So obviously, I guess the ideal way is probably to use the message implementation guidelines as a way to build new integrations. But what we are trying to propose is you can use your existing message mappings for these scenarios, EDI scenarios that you're not going to use a lot. And that is hopefully what you see here. It is an option, and we just want to give you multiple different options, so you have the flexibility to choose what's going on and what's the ideal tool for these things, and explore it and see what's best for you. Yep.
And then here when it comes to actually the business case, many argue to do the as it is migration, because somebody at the top of the organization is not seeing the value directly, because we need to send the order to customer no matter whether it is this platform or that platform, the same order. So sometimes it is difficult to buy in the migration project, but they want to do it as it is with the minimal business and functional involvement, and yet deliver the high quality migration project. And that's where Figaf comes in, where we help with Figaf products, where we are actually front runner in envisioning the evaluation of integration systems. And then this has been envisioned by Daniel, quite earlier, before SAP comes with the pipeline concept and other things. And then we have a B2B migration profile, which basically migrates the operation mapping underneath that, the message mapping, XSLT, or UDFs, all the functional libraries, everything. It will all the dependent objects, they are migrated, and then they are created as a iFlow with the process direct call. So when you actually create a TPM agreement, I'll show you later in the demo, you just need to add this process direct endpoint to the TPM agreement. And then there is, as I mentioned, the repackaging of the EDI XML that is also happening. So we have a B2B script library from Figaf that will help you to do these conversions. And then once this is done, the testing tool will be handy. I'll show you how that will help, because here, as I mentioned, the standard iFlows, they are executed in a sequence that will help you to actually make the complete processing happening. So that is also something where Figaf greatly helped the developers to do the testing. And then, of course, the DevOps tool have a good governance and visibility over the transports, and then consistency over the system landscape. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Unique selling points about Figaf. It supports a full migration journey, as I was talking, and then automate all the tasks in the projects, so that you can actually deliver on the quality. Okay, and then you can have it tested for free with the full features without any commitment. Okay.
And this, I guess, is a part of what we know. I would just keep it with that one. The migration overview. This long slide. One back here. Just the tool is enabling you in the full direction. So if you're going with an EDI department, we did cover a lot in the last webinar where we go through assessment and understand how you can build assessments. And if you go into an EDI scenario, this assessment report that shows you all your different ICOs operation mappings will be really a useful tool when understanding this migration journey you're going into. And then obviously we will talk about the ICO migrations, the testing, and the full DevOps suite also. And yeah, go next. Next. Did you drop? You sure? Okay. Then I guess we'll go through just a few slides more. So here, so we also have the DevOps tool that simplifies the journey. And one of the things we do have, and I guess also is a part of this, is if there's some of you that are old enough to have CBurger message mappings, we did have a tool some time ago that would enable you to do migrations of the CBurger message mappings into the trading partner management or into the B2B in the PI world. And that is something that could probably be reworked and included and make it possible to use also for such scenarios. So if you're still on CBurger, this may still be a way for you to go, but there's obviously a few changes along the way here. So yes, I guess one of the things we found. Are you back? Just
Yeah.
the summary slide, and then we can go to the presentation or through the demo.
Yeah.
And I guess, yeah. You showing or
Yeah.
now you can share. So yes, B2B, it is one of the more complex areas to migrate. We do think that there's a lot of value in retaining as much as possible from the existing infrastructure. The tool, Figaf tool, can help you in this journey. I would definitely recommend that you explore it. There are, and one of the things we did find that there was a lot of small things that you needed to fix that needed to be run on these things. And then, yeah, obviously you need to have the test tool because you want minimal impact on your customers. The data you send in now should be the same as you send in the new world. Kishore, will you share your screen?
I'm trying to share my screen. I'm not getting this option.
Okay.
And I'm frequently kicked out of the webinar for some reason.
Okay. And yeah.
Is there any limit on the people or something like that?
No, we're not reaching that.
Can you allow me to share? I'm not able. That sharing button is not enabled for me.
Make presenter. So now you should be able to present.
Nothing happens. Are you able to see my screen?
No. You should be a presenter now. Closing. Michael, you cannot share the screen either. Okay, I'll share the screen, then we'll see how it pops up.
Oh, no, I can share the screen.
Okay,
Wait a
good.
second.
Better.
Yeah, that option is enabled now.
Okay. Cool. Sorry. Okay, so now we go to the live demo, and here it's bound to fail. So let's hope it goes well better here than before.
Yeah. But are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the landing page of the Figaf tool, where okay, we lost some time, so I'll not record the scenario, or maybe I'll try to do this. And then, so see, we have a PI to CPI migration here. And then let's say we take one example of invoice scenario, and then you want to migrate this. And then it will automatically pop up the CPI agent, the package. This is all you might have seen with Daniel's presentations a number of times. So I'll not go detail into that. So what I'm talking about, the B2B, is this profile type. Here you see this B2B scenario. And when this scenario, when this profile type is selected and press check here, then this will see what operation mapping exists, and then what conditions exist for the receiver determination, things like that. So the check is completed. It will bring up all the information. So you can see I have used the TPM function library. I have used some XSLTs, not XSLT. I have used some message mapping with some groovy functions in it. So it will brings up with all the information, and then I can just preview the migration artifact, and this is actually what it's going to look like when I do the migration.
So
right.
Okay. Yes. So if you just keep on the preview. So our idea was to create this this flow that have a process directs, and thereby we can link it into the trading partner management, put all of the different operation mappings in, and then you probably would remember that these two schemas are a little different, right? So that's one of the things that we have added, at least for X12. We have added a converter that converts between the PI and the trading or the CPI schemas to simplify the journey.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes. And then when you click, this will actually do the migration, and then you can see the results. I cannot load
the package.
Okay.
No worries. I guess you would anyway just go in and show the one you already created.
I mean, I can show. Okay, this is actually how it looks when I have done some changes here, because this thing what Daniel mentioned, the packaging of the content from PI to CPI for the EDI XMLs, that we have built a script library, and then we have also enabled some properties. So this flow is going to be automatically migrated as it is. But right now we have some development going on, and then the developer is on a ski vacation. So we expect it to be on the next release, hopefully within the end of this month. And then we can see that this is happening out of the box from the tool. Okay. So now let's say if I have to go back and then try to record a test case in case of PI. So what I can do is simply record messages, and then I can add it to a test suite. So in the recording, I can do multiple things. I can record the historical messages, I can record the future messages, or I can do a selective message, which is what I want for the specific condition. So these are all the three options. Okay, so for the sake of it, I'll just try to run the PI interface. So this is basically an IDOC to file scenario, which is triggered. So just ensure this has run. So now this has increased the count. And then I say fetch chosen messages. And then I can go and fetch the messages from the live system. So this is the recent one. So I will say select, save. So now my recording is completed. So it is fetching the messages from the system. Okay, now I can close it. And then this I can convert into a test case with one click.
So could you show the messages here we have?
Yeah. So if you go inside the message, here there are two messages. One is the XML message, one is the X12 message. The first message is the IDOC message, which is which looks like this, the invoice IDOC. And then this is the X12 message, which is the final results of our interface. So now I have recorded the PI test case. So what my next step would be to convert this to the CPI test case. So I have migrated the interface, so I can now say the interface is converted. But when it comes to the agreement, let me show you how it looks like here. So like nothing has changed in terms of the own profile. So that this is a company profile. And then I have a customer giraffe, and then I have created the identifier for these customers for IDOC and X12 AS2. And then similarly, I have a parameter, which is what is the replication of the functional profile value. Okay, so this is all in place now. Of course, we have to create the agreement template first before creating the agreement. So the agreements are created. Now I will take the invoice 8105010 agreement here, which looks like this. So here, in the overview screen, you will see all the information related to who is sending and how he is identified and what is sending which version and everything. So this is my identifier of the trading partner in the trading partner system, and this is the identifier in my company system. And similarly for my system, this is my identifier. This is my customer identifier. And similarly, in the B2B scenario, this is actually where the magic happens. So this is an outbound scenario where an IDOC is sent from SAP system. And then you can see this is the IDOC channel. And then you can see this is the MIG version of the IDOC. And then here, whatever we have migrated using the B2B profile, I mentioned, right, there is the process direct address. So here you need to mention the process direct thing, and that's it. And then these are all the standard things you can configure. This is my receiver data type, and then this is my communication channel for the receiver. Okay.
So this works precisely as you would do if you're doing it with a message implementation guideline. The only thing is you're not adding a message implementation, just a process direct to call these different flows that we have created.
Yeah. And then when it comes to how it helps using Figaf, is that we have created something called iFlow chain. So when you actually see the B2B execution in integration suite, first the IDOC, when you send it from your SAP system, it will actually hit this step 1 as a IDOC communication channel flow. And here all the restrictions happening, like who is sending what port, like the way you create it in the ALE partner profile, it is happening in the TPM agreement. And once that is done, I have created the second flow in the chain is this my process direct migrated iFlow. And then finally the interchange processing. Because what I want to compare is, if you see my process direct, it has the final thing is like it is converting in from PI to CPI EDI XML, but it is not converting, it is not giving you the final H2 file, H12 file. So that is why we have created this iFlow chain. This is unique to Figaf. Here you will actually get to know what is the configuration. For example, here you see this is step 1 and step 2 and step 3. I mean, don't look at the number, but in the sequence, they are executed when the IDOC is hitting the CPI system. So if you go to the step 2, and then here you can actually see the iFlow where it actually get the, actually I have opened it here just to save some time. So if you see this interchange processing flow version 2, this is a place where ultimately the EDI conversion is happening from EDI XML. So I have chosen this step, end of this step after the assembly to receiver the interchange, to actually send the information to for the comparison. Okay, so this sender receiver step, this is yeah, call activity something. So this is actually where we will send the information where it needs to be compared. So what I will do now is I have created, so I will migrate the test case from PIPO. Okay, so this is my latest one, and I'll say I'll migrate to CPI iFlow, and then I want to add it to an existing test scenario, and then we keep PI and CPI test suites differently so that they are not mixed. Okay, this one. And then since I have select this, the selected iFlow is the test chain, which is the combination of iFlow. So I will say my step 2 is this one. And then what I will do is I will simply go and copy this flow step ID. Yeah, you can also select it graphically from here, but just to save time, I did that. So I can just paste it here and then save. So what I have done is where in the process my checkpoint happened against the H12 file received. Okay, so now my test case is migrated, so I can actually run. Sorry, this is PO. Oh, I have selected a
You
PO.
put it into the
Into the PO. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess you can run it here. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can simply run this. Just open the monitoring. Yeah, you can see that this is the first step, which is coming as an IDOC incoming flow, and then it is put into the message queue, and then the the mapping is triggered, and then the interchange processing happening. So the good thing about Figaf is whenever you do this chaining, automatically the log level shift to the trace. So whenever you are actually doing a testing, it is helpful for you to actually have the trace mode, right? So we understand that. And then you can see whatever flows they are there, they are in this trace mode. So you can navigate to each step. And then now I say the test suite was successful. So I can go and see the results. So view results. And then you can see that the messages is not received. So I'll simply say poll remote messages. And then this will just try to go to the CPI system and then fetch the messages. So the message has been brought here into the Figaf. And then it is compared and there is an error. So now we'll see what is the error. So I say diffs. This will actually brings to the differences. So you can actually see here, right? So this is a ISA segment. And in this ISA segment, there are dynamic values, for example, the date, time, and then the interchange control number. So this has been changed. So that is why you see that there are differences. And then you can actually, it is indicated by the color code that this is only changed and it is not created or deleted. So what I will do is, for example, I say these are known things. So I will add them to the ignore list. So I'll say yes, add to the ignore list. And then also this to the ignore list. Okay, let's also add this to the ignore list. I will leave this purposefully not now, just to show you something. And then I can just do a recomparison. And it says it is compared again, it was in error. So I'll go and see what is the difference now. So you can actually see that whatever has been added to the ignore list, they are grayed out. Okay, but my ISA segment, I don't want to ignore everything because there is this customer number, my partner number, and then the other thing. So precisely I want to add only the field which is actually I want to ignore. So here I need to count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. This is my 10th field. And then also my 11, 12, 13. These are the dynamic attributes of the segments which I want to add to the ignore list. So I'll say yes. Okay. And close. And then I'll try to recompare again. Again error. Let's see what is missing here. Okay. There is also this one, the exclamation mark. Okay. What I can do is I will go to the test configuration. Here this is added. So, okay, I actually forgot what is the number of the field.
But I guess the default here is that you would have this as some template, so you don't really need to remember it all the time. But it's possible to go in and ignore certain elements. And we have the same kind of comparison in XML, EDI,
This
EDI
is number 11,
JSON, etc.
Save. So now I have added that one also, and then I'll say compare again. Eleven 0 1 2 3. Okay. Maybe I missed in counting, but anyhow, this is also possible. So I'll just add this to the ignore list. And then I'll do a recompare.
And right now you are just testing with one message. Ideally, you should obviously test with a larger number of messages. Otherwise, it does not really make sense to do it. Or it makes sense to do testing with few objects, but the more you have, the better coverage, the more different scenarios are you going to cover. And with the tool, there's no limitation on how many messages you are able to process on something like this. There it is.
Okay. Now it has successfully compared.
If you scroll down, I guess maybe it's because of so if you scroll down and look at the properties, ifs, objectives, and then scroll down.
Okay. Yeah, probably the properties. Yeah. Okay.
So because we have migrated, we don't have all of these EDI templates here.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, but you can see that these are all added to the ignore list. So this is the granularity with which we are able to control on how you should do the comparison testing. And once this is done, you can actually iterate on this level to actually know to what extent we can do the testing ourselves without going to the functional people, and then do the comparison by yourself, and then repeat this process until the interface is producing the results as you expected. And once that is done, then this is ready for the production. So one thing what we wanted to talk about is this trading partner agreement. We have also enabled the tracking in here. That is also coming in. For example, the trading partner agreements here, you can get them, the details along with the revisions. Because if you see here, TPM.
So to our agreement, I guess here.
Oh, it's a registry type, sorry. Yeah, okay. So you can see that the agreements are also visible here. And then which version, what revision is coming here. And you can see the complete information about what is this customer about, the mix and max also here. At the moment, we are not supporting the transport, so that's actually the reason why we are not able to create that using the Figaf tool. Even for that matter, SAP is also not doing that. But at the moment, it is a manual activity to create these things. So how it will help is like you can create the TPM agreement. You can migrate the PI operation mapping as it is with some minor changes. And then that as a process direct call, you can incorporate in your TPM agreement custom mapping, and then you can run the TPM. Okay.
So I guess that shows somewhat a little of what the value of the migration. So we do believe that the value of the migration is that you can simplify this journey for all the interfaces that are not changing as much, where you have had the same partner and specific configuration for the last long period of time. Use this functionality. If you want to redesign new functionality, use the Max as a part of this. And you, with the trading partner management, it's quite flexible. You can have some interfaces running on one versus the other one. And the testing tool will also enable you to work on these scenarios. Right?
Any
Good.
questions, Daniel, on the
Yeah,
chat?
there's a few questions. I'm just trying. Is it feasible to reassign names to IS objects during the meet task in order to synchronize them with governance? So for now, we do have the option of synchronizing message implementation guidelines. There are also versions in the Figaf tool. But transport of those would obviously require that you go through the standard SAP transport about exporting these specific objects in it. We'd love to do something on it. For now, we have a few other things, and especially in this migration journey, making it easier for you to migrate these scenarios. There's also a question about pipelines. So we do support pipelines for normal migration. And I think that is, we covered that, I think, in the last webinar, and I think we can give you check the YouTube channel there. I'm showing this. We do support full pipeline migrations, but it's a little different concept than here, including testing. And if you use that, it's just a different profile that you select and everything is delivered for you. Other questions, I can see that there's a lot of stuff going on. How much time would you estimate the migration of a productive B2B ICO EDIFACT X12 into a correspondent iFlow? Kishore?
That actually depends on the mapping. If it is having function libraries and not many, like one scenario where we have difficulty with this customer is they have XSLTs, and then within the XSLT they have used the Java function. So that is the most complicated thing. Otherwise, I mean, it is pretty straightforward to do that. I could not give the precise number, but it is definitely very easy to do this using this process, because again it boils down to what is the mapping, and then how many number of UDFs are there, things like that.
I guess this was something about shipping or something like that, which is one of the more complex scenarios. And I guess also as you get familiar with how to use the user-defined functions in and looking up trading partner values will also significantly reduce the effort for these things.
Yeah. If you come to the migration, that is almost instantaneous. For example, if you have like XSLTs or straightaway message mappings or UDFs with function libraries, that is immediate. I mean, you don't need to put a lot of effort to do the migration. It is actually the aftermath of the testing what actually took a lot of time for us, because finding out that I mean, this is the first time we did, that is why this is the case. But maybe if I do it the second time, it would not be the case, because we have all the things set ready now. For example, we were getting this B2B script library for this packaging, reading the header segments, and then enabling the content modifier to actually get some of the parameters required between these ICOs, between these iFlows. So those things took a time when we did it initially, but now I think if it is a pretty straightforward scenario, it wouldn't take much time to move it to production.
And then so if it was EDIFACT, the income, and FACT2 mapping, so for us, we don't. So there's no real problem in migrating multiple an operation mapping with multiple different message mappings in one go. For now, we do have a problem with the EDI that we do not have this converter, but it's one of the things that we will be adding. So if you're using EDIFACT, and I think so, EDIFACT and income is closely related, so they should be the same, but maybe there's a few smaller differences on this things. But if and I guess with all our migration scenarios, if it works, this could take 2 minutes to migrate, and then you need to spend some time in the training partner management setting that up. But maybe in an hour you have migrated a scenario instead of building it up in Mix and Max. It will take a lot longer time. Yeah, subset of VN com. So there is something about TPM package and pipeline concept. So
yeah, this we have used. I mean, so far there is one. We have not used any custom packages. It is all the standard TPM packages, because you can see in the process, if you see the thing, all of them are standard packages. The step 1, step 2, step 1b, except this as it is message mapping, what we have migrated. But the customer has a requirement to actually keep the original EDI file, H2 file, what is received from the vendor. But in the TPM, you will not get that option. And then if you get it, that is also to the document content management system that will go to. So the customer didn't want to go in that direction, so we made a custom flow to actually read it from the source, and then archive it, and then process this to the second step. That is also really helpful for them, because standard is not giving that.
Yeah, and I guess the part also about, so TPM, trading partner management, you would use that for all the EDI based scenario, EDI, X12, all of those should be running in that one or in the factory setting. If you have all of your asynchronous messages, those would be relevant for the pipeline concept. So it's 2 different ways, 2 different methods for migration, and it makes sense. Obviously, you could potentially use the same pipeline concept for also EDI scenario, but it's just easier to have a fully functioning configurations around these things. Thanks. A lot of good questions. A few more questions. We have time. And I guess let's just go with the last few slides.
Yeah.
I guess that we kind of recall. We are almost at the end of the slides.
Yeah.
So we have covered this. I think there is yeah.
So the DevOps, we have a complete solution. It is not just one testing tool or one migration tool, but it has enhancer and accelerator for the developer productivity. So we have our own Groovy XSLT editor where you can perform.
Was one of the important part of this also, when you're working on the function libraries or user-defined functions to pick up data from the trading partner management, then those also helps there.
Yeah. And then the transport system is full of transparency, as I mentioned it in the beginning itself, because here you can see what is sent as part of the transport, and you can also simulate a transport when it get import to the next level. So what are the parameters that is going to convert, and how my artifact is going to look like, and at the same time you can compare 2 different tenant versions directly in the Figaf tool. So that is right now, it is a unique feature of Figaf, which many people is impressed about it. And then of course the testing part, you can mock the services and link the iflows, and then of course the comparison is the base of what we do, all these things. And then what I was shown is converting a PI test case to CPI, but you can also record directly on the CPI by sending a message, or you can make the test case from the scratch directly, because if you know how the sending message is, and then what is the corresponding receiver IDOC with the parameters and all, that you can also include as a part of sender and receiver messages, and then you can create the test cases. I mean, the options are unlimited. How you use it, that's actually up to you. And then of course the monitoring is also what we are coming with. And then it's not just the monitoring, but it's also alerting. I mean, you can also, there are a number of options in the alerting, like consolidating the alert, and then you can actually use ChatGPT also here. A bot we have where you can, if there is any exception or something, you can immediately put the text to the bot, and then it will show you what is the possible option. If not, you can create a ticket. That's also a nice feature.
Yep. Good.
Yes.
I did
Daniel, you want to take it?
No, I did cover that one while you were away.
You did, okay.
So just go to the get started today slide. One more. I also covered that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have this. We do recommend that this, and no matter which of them you're starting on, this is our recommended path, because the tool works the same no matter if you're using it for normal migration, A to A migration, or B2B migrations. It's the same. There's going to be some differences in how you are collecting test data, how you're running these things, because there's a lot of complexity involved in this, and you need to understand how to create pipelines, etc. Questions? Yeah, put them into the chat, and I'll try to answer those things. Michael just put the link in here. There's 3 1-hour videos, each one covering installation, one covering migration, and one covering DevOps. That should be easy, and yeah, you can get started for free with the tool. So just the assessment here, I think, would be worth your full time that you spend on this, and especially if you have a large integration suite landscape. Questions? Thanks for all the good questions for now. We have a few more minutes, and I guess thanks, Kishore. We made it in time. A few hiccups for some reason, I don't know, but that anyway, good that we got most of it covered.
Yeah, I mean, we will make some live videos of recording the step by step in the near future, once the development pipeline is complete, or before that. And then hopefully there I'll try to go little deeper into details, how you can create a recording, how you can do the migration, and then how you can convert the test case, and then how you can do the testing with all the information. So it will be helpful for you if you are doing a POC, for example, in your organization. You can directly do that without any help, and then if you like it, you can get into a commitment.
Yeah, and I guess that's the good part about this. You can just get started with it, and anyway, you need to. I guess the main thing is understanding how to use the training partner management from SAP, but that is something you need to learn no matter your journey, what you choose. So from our side, it's just adding it with these components. But yes, I hope you enjoyed it. We 2 minutes more, so come the last questions. We'll try to cover it. Otherwise, I hope we covered most of these different things, and I hope you would see this as a valuable option for your migrations. And if there's something I didn't answer, just raise it again.
Yeah, somebody asked if the ICO output format is EDIFACT, EAN COM. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Right now we have EDIFACT and then AS12 cover. We are also started looking on the TraderComs today, so that is also will be included. And then as we go on, we will increase the coverage for this conversions.
And I guess that the main focus is obviously that the documents look the same. We don't really, when we do migrations, we don't care about the content, just that the structure is similar. So that's what we're looking for here.
Daniel, there is a question on, is it feasible to reassign names to the IS target artifacts during the migration task?
I think that was, we tried to cover that also about you. You can set it up when you are migrating. And in this list, you also have the different capabilities to handle the setup. Good. But yes, thanks, Kishore, for sharing. Really good that I'm not the only one presenting today. I hope you liked it. Please hit the emoji button if you liked it. We have some kind of an idea about what's going on. If you have ideas for something else we should be covering, please share it. We'll try to also cover some of these things. And yes, thanks for attending.